Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. You know, it was kind of funny, man. I was having a conversation, with my son and some youngsters, who we was just talking basketball and we was just talking about, NBA legends and all that stuff. And Kobe Bryant's name came up and we was talking about the 1996 draft. And my son and somebody else said, how come the Golden State Warriors didn't draft Kobe Bryant and they took Todd Fuller over Kobe Bryant? Well, for those who don't know, I'll tell you that story, what I heard. Once again, what I heard. And it was kind of funny. They asked Kobe Bryant about it later on in his career, and Kobe Bryant kind of gave an answer that was opposite of what the reports were saying about Kobe Bryant. Now, in case you guys don't know, Kobe Bryant came out of a draft class that was stacked. I really think the 1996 NBA draft was a very underrated draft. I mean, just, man, just great players, you know, some Hall of Famers. That draft had at least four first ballot Hall of Famers. Keep in mind the 1996 draft had Allen Iverson, who went number one overall, who Michael Jordan recently said that thank God Allen Iverson wasn't taller. And that just goes to show you how good of a player Allen Iverson was. But, Allen Iverson went number one. Marcus Camby went number two. Stephon Marbury went number three. Ray Allen went number four. And I cannot remember who went number five. I know Antoine Walker went number six. I mean, this draft class was stacked. Peja Stojakovic. You had players that played well over 10 years in the NBA, scored at least 15,000 points, some 20,000 points. So when I say the 1996 draft class was stacked, like I said, Steve Nash, man, for real. Man, Kerry Kittles, solid players, man, who had nice runs in the NBA, man. So the center that played with LeBron James, they all were in that draft. Just solid players, man. And as you guys know, Kobe Bryant went number 13 to Charlotte, and he was traded to the Lakers, I think, if not draft day, the very next day. But let me tell you one of the reasons why the Warriors didn't pick Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant did, in fact, he worked out with the Warriors. But there was this rumor that Kobe Bryant was only going to play for the Lakers. Now, keep in mind, Kobe Bryant announced when he was in high school in Philadelphia, he came out and said that he was going to enter the draft. Some people had a problem with how Kobe Bryant announced that he was going to enter the draft, which I don't know. People just real finicky. People just make up shit just to bitch about. But Kobe Bryant entered the draft. Now, many of us believed that Kobe Bryant was going to be a really good NBA basketball player, but we didn't know he was going to be Kobe Bryant. Like, we didn't know at the end of the day he was going to be known as Kobe. We knew he was going to be very good, but we didn't think he was going to be, what he turned out to be. League MVP, a guy that would go on to score 30,000 points, 19-time All-Star, something like that. I mean, we just didn't, we knew he would be good, but we didn't think he was going to be what he was. And it was kind of funny. There were just reports that Kobe Bryant didn't want to play for the Warriors. But then Kobe Bryant was later asked about that. I think Monty Poole did an interview with him with the Oakland Tribune when he came to town. This was many years later. This is this is many years later. But that was the reports that Kobe Bryant said that if anybody else drafted him other than the Lakers, that he wouldn't play for him. But then knowing Kobe Bryant's personality, Kobe Bryant would have played probably wherever where he was drafted. That's just what type of person he was. Kobe Bryant was a gamer, but that was the reports that was put out there. And for a minute, people kind of, was turning the side eye at Kobe Bryant, like, who did this guy think he is, talking about what team he don't want to play for and what team he will play for and what team he'll only play for. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if you guys remember when Steve Francis got drafted by the Vancouver Grizzlies and he eventually ended up getting traded to Houston. It was funny when they called his name. I mean, he straight had his lip poked out, But this was what you heard about Kobe Bryant, that he was only going to play for the Lakers. Now, eventually, Kobe Bryant did an interview with Monty Poole, and he basically said, well, that wasn't all the way true. He said that was something that his agent told people. He said he would have played anywhere. He said if the Warriors would have drafted him, he said he would have played for him. But you gotta ask yourself, was Kobe bullshitting? That kind of came across as kind of, I don't know, because your agent at the end of the day, he worked for you. So he wouldn't have, you have to ask yourself, would he have took the liberty to just say that on Kobe's behalf? And just say, well, you know what? I'm going to just take the liberty, or he going to say, hey, Kobe, I'm going to just put it out there that, do you want to go to the Lakers? And Kobe might have been like, yeah, so that's the only thing I could think what happened is his agent say, well, I'm going to just put it out there that you said you don't want to play for nobody else but the Lakers. But, you could have that team that say, well, you know what? We going to draft him anyway. Or sometimes they could put out some shit about you like, oh, man, this kid, he kind of got an attitude, so we don't know about him. Maybe you. So, I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion. That was what was told because I read the article. It was. I think it was done by Monty Poole. I know it was in one of them magazines, whether it was San Francisco Chronicle or the Oakland Tribune, but they asked Kobe about it, and he said he would have played anywhere. Now, whether you believe Kobe Bryant or not, that's up to you. Because, the reason why I'm talking about this, because, January marks the 1 year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's tragic passing, him and his daughter. So, I just wanted to, show Kobe some love, and I just wanted to clear this up if, this is what I heard. This is what I heard. Kobe Bryant said he would have played for whoever would have drafted him. But like I said, my question is, why was that put out there? Did you give your agent permission to at least put that out there? You took a chance too with your reputation. Did he take the liberty to just go tell teams that without your permission because he wanted you to go to the Lakers, or you truly didn't know that he put that out there? But that's what was told, that Kobe Bryant was only going to play for the Lakers. And once again, you don't want to take that chance and all hell breaks loose. Because for those who don't know, John Elway, who went on to become a Hall of Fame quarterback for the Denver Broncos, keep in mind, John Elway was drafted by, at the time, the Baltimore Colts. And he refused to sign with them, play for them. He said, basically, if they didn't trade him, he was going to go play baseball for the New York Yankees. So that's kind of funny, but he ended up getting traded to the Denver Broncos. Now, keep in mind, they talked about this, ESPN, I think it was a 30 for 30, and they talked about the John Elway draft, which was in 1983. John Elway came out of Stanford. Now, there was a rumor, and this was on the 30 for 30, that there was a package that the Raiders put together that would include Howie Long and somebody else. They put together a package A and a package B, but one of those packages included Howie Long. And from what the reports were saying, that Denver had accepted the trade, and basically the Denver Broncos got a phone call. Many people believe it was Pete Rozelle, and people believe that Pete Rozelle and the NFL interfered with the Raiders getting with the Raiders getting John Elway. That's on 30 for 30. So I'm just saying. But anyway, getting back to Kobe Bryant, they didn't want that type of situation. So basically, the teams just complied, and they just let Charlotte draft him and then trade him to the Lakers. But, I just wanted to put that story out there. I think it was a very interesting story. So there's your answer. This your boy A-Town Biz. I'm out.